The following message is not endorsed by any candidate or candidates committee. Jason Marshall here, coming to speak to you about the immigration crisis we are facing as a nation. Whenever a poll asks you, are we more or less secure as a nation than we were in 9/11 2001, how often do people take the border problems into consideration? After all, isn't having hundreds of miles of the border unsecured a pretty significant reason for concern? How do we know how many terrorists come across the border every day, wishing to do harm to this country? It's an issue that the media barely even covers, and is probably the biggest one that impacts national security. Thankfully, Herman Cain fully understands the we can down the road on this issue, and has laid out a brilliant four-tier strategy to deal with it. He believes we need to secure the border, enforce the laws we already have, promote the legal pathway to citizenship, and we need to empower states to deal with the approximately 12 to 20 million illegals we already have here. How can we expect foreigners to respect our laws if we aren't going to respect our own laws? Make sure that those that want to come here come in through the front door, not the back door or the side door. Secure the borders so that no more are able to come into the country. Enforce the laws we already have, implement respect for our rule of law, and recognize that the federal government is not going to deport over 10 million people, nor can it afford to. At the very least, we should not be suing states for taking the initiative to clean up the problem within the confines of their own border. As Mr. Cain always says, we are a nation of crises. We become a nation of crises due to a lack of leadership, rooted in common sense solutions instead of cronyism. We need to move away from making decisions based on rigid ideology, and move towards decision making that makes sense. We waste billions of dollars annually, giving free health care and education to undocumented citizens. We take jobs away from Americans by allowing companies to hire those they can pay on the minimum wage to. And when we have folk Republican groups issuing a tax on candidates who want to seriously crack down on what we need to deal with, it aims to cause division and stall real progress, not the false progress championed by the far left. If you agree with me that we need a real leader with real problem-solving skills who has a real plan, then join me in helping get Herman Cain elected as the next President of the United States. Please visit hermancain.com, or realleader.com, or likecain.com to sign up as a volunteer. And please make a donation today to hermancain.com or realleader.com, because heirs don't buy themselves. Thank you, and God bless. The preceding message is not endorsed by any candidate or candidates committee.